Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So for a while now, I've been kind of keeping a bit of a secret about kind of a big development in my career, and it's been really tough to keep this secret, to be honest with you. I wanted to tell everybody, I've been hinting that something big was coming. I am now going to be an artist on the roster of Vigier Guitars, an incredible guitar company out of France. These folks are making some of the finest instruments I've ever seen, and how it all came about is this past NAMM 2020, I stopped by the booth for no other reason than they had a really interesting new little device that I'll have a little bit more information about in the future, but it kind of sparked my interest and I got talking to the fine folks at Vigier. And just in our discussions, we got talking about the guitars themselves, and they had some gorgeous guitars on the wall. And they kindly allowed me to try one, and there was something very special about these instruments. They just felt right. The necks on them were out of this world, almost like nothing I'd felt before. And I never really thought much of it after that, other than having in the back of my mind how much I really enjoyed these guitars. Well, I kept in touch with my contacts at the company and just discussed a few different ideas. In the meantime, though, I got home and I went to their website and I really started to read up about what is making these guitars so special. When you go to their website and go read about, the differences that they lay out in the way that they've engineered and constructed these guitars, it becomes much more apparent why they feel so good, and now I know sound so good. So without further ado, here is what I've recently acquired. This is the Vigier Excalibur Special. This is going to be the first of a number of Vigier guitars I'm going to be adding to my collection in conjunction with the company. This is just a wonderful instrument. Let me just run through some of the things that I was previously discussing about what I think sets these apart. First and foremost, we'll start up here at the headstock. You'll notice a very interesting string retainer system that looks like the ball ends of strings. They actually float with the strings and move with the strings. And the tuning stability is really second to none on this guitar. I was really blown away by it. Right out of the box, this was tuned up, I played it, used the tremolo arm, I couldn't knock it out of tune. So they have a few things involved in keeping the tuning so stable on this. If you notice on the back of the instrument, they've got these oversized locking mechanisms on the tuners, okay? And these are Vigier tuners. The reason for this is, number one, ease of just being able to grab them and manipulate them. Very nice, very smooth. The tuners are amazing. But it also, according to the folks at Vigier, adds a certain mass to the headstock, which assists with tone. So moving on from the headstock, we get to the nut. They use Teflon nuts, low friction. You're not going to have tuning problems with it. They also have a string damper behind the nut to kind of help with any potential extraneous noises that we might sometimes notice sneak in when we're maybe using a tremolo bar or otherwise. They also use a 0 fret, which is really incredible. And one of the reasons behind that is so that your open string notes sound tonally the same as your fretted notes. And it really is a small detail that pays huge dividends, I find. Now, the frets, let's go there. They use stainless steel frets on all their instruments. And I've had guitars in the past with stainless steel frets, not as many as I've had with nickel frets. And I must say, I love stainless steel frets. One of the things I'm most pumped about playing these guitars is the fact that they all come standard with stainless steel frets. Very smooth feel. They last seemingly forever. They do not wear out in the same way that nickel frets do. I believe on the Vigier website, they say at least 5 times as long. Now, what about the neck though? You'll notice something interesting when we turn this around. There's this black stripe up the back. Vigier does not use truss rods on their guitars. Now, at first you might go, whoa, how would I adjust my neck if it moves, or it needs, I change string gauges, let's say, or the weather changes from winter to summer and my neck moves a little bit, which is a big problem up here in Canada oftentimes. These necks are 90% maple and 10% carbon. Okay, so this is a strip of carbon that goes through the neck. And basically, once they set these necks up at the shop, they don't move. And I can attest to this because these ship from the factory with 9 to 46 strings. Okay, I use 10 to 46 strings, and I really have a hard time getting used to playing 9s. It's just something I've done for years. So I switched to 10 to 46 on this. Now, one adjustment I had to make was obviously the trem claw, because the extra tension from the strings was pulling the trem up. That was a very simple adjustment. I had it adjusted back to the factory spec in about 2 minutes. It was really nothing. The neck did not move. I was sure to measure my action before and after, measure my neck relief before and after. It just doesn't move. So as I was discussing with the folks at Vigier, this idea of their 10% carbon in the necks, they said, you're going to be blown away by when you move this in and out to different climate situations that you just never worry about it. It's out of sight, out of mind. It's still a wood guitar. We have to be careful with humidity, not so much for the movement or bow to the neck, but just that we don't want expansion or shrinkage of the maple wood. Having said that though, the folks at Vigier take great pride in how they treat their woods before they make their guitars. The neck, the maple for the necks is dried for 3 years before it's used. So again, they've really taken extra steps beyond what probably a lot of other manufacturers have done to assure consistency and to assure that you're gonna have a problem-free guitar. The necks are also a beautiful matte varnish finish. They feel wonderful. And I was talking to my online pal Bumblefoot the other day, who is also a Vigier artist. And I showed him the guitar that I got, you know, being excited to have gotten it. And his response to me was, oh, that's amazing. And how about those necks, right? And I was like, I know, I don't even understand it. They're just incredible. If you go to the Vigier website here, you see they have the measurements of the neck. They call it a D shape. As it says, a matte varnish finish. Width of the neck at the nut is 1.65 inches. Width of the neck at the last fret is 2.27 inches. The depth at the first fret is 0.76 inches, and the depth at the 12th fret is 0.9 inches. String spacing at the nut is 1.38 inches. String spacing at the bridge is 2.08 inches, and it comes in with a beautiful low action. And like I said, that action did not change when I changed string gauges, meaning the neck did not move. Amazing stuff, really, really incredible. This particular instrument has a maple fretboard. It comes in maple or rosewood. Comes with medium frets, as I mentioned, stainless steel, and the fingerboard radius is 11.81 inch radius. So if we move over to the body, what we have is a 2-piece alder body, which is naturally aged for 3 years before it's even considered for a guitar, and then it's another year before it becomes a guitar. So amazing 2-piece alder body with a gorgeous maple top, and this is a ruby finish, and I hope it comes through without my light reflecting too much off of it. A gorgeous, gorgeous finish, and a beautiful perloid pickguard. It really is a stunning guitar, and I hope that comes through on camera. And speaking about the finish they put on, they're very proud of the fact they use a very minimal amount of finish, and they allow it to dry for 5 weeks minimum. So there's no cutting corners on these guitars. They've really found a formula that I can attest to truly, truly works, and they don't rush it. They do it right. There's no cutting corners, and everything about this guitar is flawless. I've been able to find anything about it that isn't just incredible. The other thing on the body is the strap pins. Most companies will just use a wood screw straight into the wood of the body, and yeah, they're somewhat secured. Vigier uses a brass casing insert that inserts deep into the body, and then they screw the strap pin into that, making this impossible for it to come out. An extra layer of security. Some might say over-engineered. No, I don't. It's an incredible attention to detail is what really made me gravitate towards these guitars. Very, very interesting stuff. Another feature along those lines is all the guitars feature locking input jacks, so that we're not going to be worried about our cable pulling out inadvertently. So amazing, again, super high quality, solid feel to the guitar all around. Really incredible stuff. Let's go to the Vigier 2011 non-locking tremolo bridge. Again, if you really examine this, it's really incredible. The bridge pivots on needle bearings, and the reason for this is the immense durability, as is mentioned on the Vigier site, and I can attest to it. This is a beautiful, smooth feeling tremolo. Tuning is just simply not an issue on this guitar. It's really incredible. I've dive bombed with this down to as low as it can go. I've pulled up on it. It just stays in tune. I couldn't knock it out of tune, and that has a lot to do with everything from the string retainers I showed you before, the Teflon nut, the bridge system, and just the overall setup of the guitar. It is flawless and just incredible. I really can't say enough. Now, as far as the electronics go, there are different pickup configurations available with this guitar. This particular one has a DiMarzio PAF Pro in the neck position. It has a DiMarzio FS1 in the middle, and it has a DiMarzio Tone Zone in the bridge. And I must say, I've been getting beautiful tones out of this guitar in all of the 5 positions of the selector switch. So let's talk about that. The selector switch will take us from our bridge pickup, our tone zone, to our bridge and middle, 1 coil of our bridge with our middle. In the middle position, we are on single coil neck and single coil bridge. In the next position, we are on bridge and single coil neck. And here in the final position, we are in the humbucker in the neck position, okay? Beautiful in between stratty tones when we're in position 2, 3, and 4. Whether you're talking about dirty rhythm or searing leads. I've tried it all with this, and I'm blown away with the tones out of this. Yes, there are other pickup configurations available as well, and you can check that out at the Vigier website. The guitar is a 24 fret guitar, which is another thing I really like. The upper access to it is so accessible. The way they've designed this cutaway, you can get up to it with no problem. It's just effortless to get there while you're playing, and in the time I've been playing this, it just feels beautiful all around. This guitar just felt like home instantly to me, and in a way that no other guitar ever has for me. The sounds, the tones, the feel are incredible. The guitar weighs in at about 7.7 pounds, so it's really not a ridiculously heavy guitar, which is going to be comfortable to wear all night pretty much. So I believe that's all I wanted to discuss about the actual details of the guitar. If you guys have any questions about it, please let me know. I've probably missed a few of the really amazing features and amazing engineering that the folks at Vigier have done on this, but you can always go to their website, which is vigierguitars.com. I'll have that in the description below and probably along the screen somewhere in this video. And you can go read all about them. They have such a wide array of guitars available. And I really have to say, I don't think I've ever been as impressed with a guitar company in their philosophy on how to build the guitars and their attention to detail, and really taking the time it needs to make sure these come out perfect. And this came in perfect, and I've already done some work with it. I'm off to do some sessions with it after I do this video, and I just wanted to let you guys know about the big news. So I'm now officially a Vigier artist. You'll be seeing a lot more Vigier guitars on my channel. You'll also be seeing some new Vigier guitars coming in over the next near to medium term, okay? So I'll kind of keep that a little secret and surprise you guys with some videos on those as they come in. So anyways, guys, take some time to go check out the folks at Vigier. I'm super happy to be affiliated with them and to be working with them. They're fine folks, and they, like I said, they make just incredible instruments. So I'll be back soon with some more content. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and be ready to see a lot more of this guitar in the near future. Ciao for now. Thanks for tuning in.